Glory be to God. It's November 15th, 2023. I wanted to put this video out before you continue to watch the video that you're watching right now. The videos that you're about to witness is past videos that I'm just now releasing to everyone. This was part of my purpose, part of God's will, to expose the enemy, because that's what the Bible tells us to do, to expose the enemy. This is a learning video. The videos that I put out is not to disrespect my wife. It's not to embarrass her, because I love my wife. I'm in love with my wife. I've been through this journey of spiritual warfare for a reason. And I hope everybody looks at these videos with a spiritual eye and a spiritual mind. And if you don't know the Word of God, get into it, read it, have a better understanding, and then come back and look at these videos. My videos, they all will have dates on the videos, so you can watch them in order. It's a reason why you have to watch them in order. You're going to see me grow in these videos. You're going to see how God maneuvered and changed things in my life in these videos. These videos is for everybody out there that may be going through the same thing I'm going through, but don't have no answers. Well, in these videos, I'm going to show you what spiritual warfare looks like. I'm going to show you how to fight and know the strategies of the enemy, like the Bible tells us. Why they do what they do. Trust me, I searched all over YouTube for the last 8 years, and I haven't came across nobody that's really had video evidence of demonic demons controlling people that they love, or somebody explaining through their experience on live of what just took place and why it's happening. I need y'all to go back and watch my testimony series so you can have a better understanding of who I am, and watch these videos in order. I will put the dates on them, and my thumbnails will be color coordinated for the years from the time I started until today, and what changed and how did it change, because it's different type of demons that control, and they all do something different, and I'm gonna break every single one of them down on how they do and what you have to do to fight it based off God's word. I thank y'all. I love y'all. And just know I did this for y'all. I did this for y'all. I love y'all. I don't even know y'all, but I love y'all. I love it. I love each and every one of y'all, because this was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. It was bigger than my wife. It was for y'all. This is what God wanted me to do. Enjoy the video. September 13th, 2022. Had a spiritual fight last night. Now, was it extreme? No, but the enemy was definitely working through my wife. With and he got to me. He got to me. It's been so long, you know. The enemy used me to the point. I said some things to her. I said that I hate her multiple different times. Then curse at her. Just said I hate you. Out of frustration. Told her that she was a cheat. Which I didn't make a video, but this past weekend, she said I just, maybe, probably it was the enemy using me. But I didn't get no clear-cut answer on what took place. I didn't bring it up at the time because we had my nephew over, and I didn't want, I knew if I brought it up, it'll escalate and it'll be a real spiritual fight. Because when people that cheat, they be more mad than the person that's asking them about their cheating. Like, they really blow up. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm trying to explain to my wife what I did that Saturday, like, she said she was going to the store. She said she was going to go get some coleslaw from the local grocery store. But it seemed like she was gone for like an hour. So I'm like, okay, I hope she ain't like shopping, because for some reason my wife has an addiction to going to the store, right? Getting stuff that we don't need when we already got the stuff in the house. Now, I could look at it two ways. I could say, when she randomly goes to the store, she's out there doing her dirt. Or I could just say, she just got a problem buying stuff that we don't need. We got chips, she want to buy more chips. We got cookies, she want to buy more cookies. We got ice cream, you want to buy more ice cream. It's like, and I done had talks to her about this. But anyway, so, like 40 minutes done passed. And I'm like, what's taking her so long to go get what she said she was going to get and come back? So, the kids is here. My nephew's here. He's over the age. So, I get up and I leave. I go to the store. I see her car parked in the parking lot. I sit in my car across from her car, a couple aisles down, but I could see her car. And she ain't in her car, She ain't in her car, sitting in her car, talking on the phone or anything. So I finally say, but the whole time I'm like, if she sees me, what can I say it was the reasoning for me coming down to the store? So it's like I didn't want her to even see me. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time, I'm like, okay, where is she at? Now, to add a little bit more context to this, when I had her GPS on, it was time that I noticed that around the corner from this store, down the street, her GPS was at this house. Right? And, GPS they don't be far off. They don't be far off. So, but I never addressed it. I just kept it like in the memory bank. So when I go to the store and I see her car parked, and I'm like, okay, was this a attempt to get away and then say she went to the store and then went over and did whatever she wanted to do or see whoever she wanted to see? Maybe that's the case. So I get out my car and I walk in the store. So from the time I get out my car going to the front door, we ain't passed each other. So when I walk inside, I look towards the registers. She ain't in line. It's a couple lines on these registers. So I start at one end of the store and I'm looking down the aisles. Don't see her. Boom, boom, boom. Don't see her, don't see her, don't see her, don't see her. I go all the way around the store. Still don't see her. I leave out the store and her car's gone. And I'm like, okay, so if she, like, the stuff that she bought, if I didn't see her on the way going around the store, she would have at least been in line, right? She would have at least been in line because I started from the front end of the store and I walked the front end. So I passed the registers and then went around the store all the way around and looking down aisles and looking at the back meat section, produce section. You know how stores is built. And then I came down the veggie, the produce, and I left out the store. When I left out the store, I noticed that the car was gone. So it's like, was she sitting in another car, seen me, and then, see me leave out my car? Was she sitting in another car that I was not looking or not paying attention? Seen me, got back in her car, came home. Because by the time I came out, the car was gone. So I'm like, let me hurry up and rush home. But I don't address it. I don't address it. And it's kind of one of those things, like, if he don't say nothing, then I'm not going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it was just funny that, now, did she take a bag of groceries, 2 bags of groceries into the bathroom to use the bathroom? I doubt that. I doubt it. She probably, could she been in the bathroom? Probably so. Who knows? But I doubt it. Like I said, I sat outside looking at that car for almost like 5-10 minutes. Then I finally went inside. But like I said, she was never at the register. So it's like she got there, bought her food, put it in the car, this is what my mind is saying. So I'm trying to piece it together. If it was me, because like I said, I used to be a cheater. So when you cheat and you trying to buy time, especially if you're saying you're going to the store, you still got to show that you went to the store. But if you're not going to shop in the back end, you ain't going to do your dirt, then go back to the store, and then you're going to get your stuff first, put it in your car, do your dirt, and then come back home, right? But so what I think, from what my mind, and like I said, it could be the enemy putting these thoughts in my head, but like I said, I'm still trying to figure out, where was my wife at? If she wasn't in the store, if she wasn't in her car, where was she at? Right? So she comes back home, sitting on the bed, I'm acting like ain't nothing going on, right? We fool around. But it's like her face smelled like it had a stank to it. Right? Now my wife ain't a stanky woman. She ain't a stanky female, but it felt like she messed around and not knowing that she smells like funk, like balls, like butt, right? Because if you do foreplay right? If you do foreplay, you can't really smell yourself or the person on your face. You get what I'm saying? The only way you can really smell a person is if you was using your hands and you smelled. That's the only time you can smell a person. You can't really smell them on your face. I don't believe you can. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so that was that. But the whole weekend, I'm contemplating, like, what took place, what happened, what happened, what happened. Did that happen? Is this the enemy using my, playing tricks on me? Is my wife out there cheating? Because in her eyes, this is what she says in arguments. You think I want to be with somebody else? If I want to be with somebody else, I'll be with somebody else. I'm not cheated on you. No, that's cheating, but it's other ways to cheat. It's a lot of people out there comfortable where they're at, and they cheat on the person that they're with. That don't mean that's not saying that they want to be with the person that they're cheating with. Maybe that person makes them feel good. Maybe it's a feeling. It's, who knows why they cheat. Why people cheat? I know why I cheated. I literally had a lust demon. It wasn't, and I was with someone that I cheated on for years, but I didn't want to be with the people that I was cheating on them with. I enjoyed the person that I was with. Why? Because they took care of me. I make moves. I put our family in better situations. Uh, you know, I pay bills. I stay to myself. I'm not on drugs. I'm not on alcohol. So yes, she don't want to leave me. But then part of it I know is spiritual because she allowed it by never renewing her mind to transform her to say, you know what? I'm wrong for doing what I'm doing. When the enemy got control of you, you will continuously do what you do, even if you stop doing it for a couple months. If you haven't really changed and got control, he'll come back. He'll make you think everything's good, and then like you hear people say, I ain't smoked weed in 4 or 5 months, and then they smoke weed. I haven't drank in over a year, but then they finally drink. I haven't been on crack for about 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and then they finally get on crack again. Those is all controlled by the enemy. Those are the temptation. When it came to my wife, when I done went through her phone book, she got a million damn names. A lot of guy names that she haven't deleted. I'm pretty sure in her phone is guys that she used to. I'm not saying she's talking to them, but it's guys that she used to talk to probably. Guys that she used to like or guys that used to like her, and she ain't deleted them out her phone. She ain't changed her phone number. Me, I got rid of all mine. Same thing on my Facebook. I had over like 3,000 females on my Facebook, but then when I got married, I was like, I'm down to 200 and some friends on my Facebook. Mainly family, mainly family, and a couple friends that I consider friends. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot of random people that I don't know, eye candies and everything else. That's temptation. You got to cut the temptation out. But the only way you can cut the temptation out is by living by the word of God. So anyway, that's the context, right? So I've been having this on my mind for the longest. So I notice anytime we're about to level up, the enemy wants to come around. Anytime we talk about money or anything, the enemy wants to come around. And it ain't easy conversations. So we get a phone call from this woman that we're trying to rent this house from. Like I said, I've been living in these apartments my whole life, and now it's time to live in a house. And, you know, we're talking to this woman. We told, our intentions was we got enough money to hold the house and then move in on the first, because we have paid rent here. It don't make sense to leave with it and leave like 3 weeks on the rent. You know what I'm saying? 12 days where we already done paid rent here. So she wants us to pay a deposit, prorate the rent, and then turn around and pay full rent on the first. That's like almost $7,000. We're not willing to do that. It don't make sense. Either this woman is going to take our deposit and then let us move in on the first, or are we just going to say, thank you for the opportunity and move on? That's just, it don't make sense to have ourselves broke to move in. Especially when we got to switch everything around on how we pay our bills if we moved into this house. So, in the middle of this conversation, I'm telling her, like, she got some more, my wife has a better relationship with her when it comes to talking. So I'm like, okay, tell the woman this. My wife is like, and this is when the enemy comes. Why do I got to say? Why are you trying to push it all off on me? I said, push what off on you? What am I trying to push off on you? I have a problem. Other than making these videos, I have a problem pronouncing it. And y'all done heard me fumble over words. I have a problem pronouncing these, saying what I want to say. Like I just did right there. Without sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to pause this video because I got to start getting ready for work. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to continue it when I get ready, when I'm in the car.